Hi there everybody, Dr. Suneel Dhand, internal medicine physician. Dr. Fauci, why have you not done this? Now, I have considerable respect for Dr. Fauci's long and distinguished academic research career, his list of credentials, but in 1 year of probably thousands of hours of TV interviews, online shows, he has barely even mentioned once the importance of a healthy lifestyle in keeping people well. And I'm not saying he had to spend hours on this topic, but the occasional mention every now and again would have been nice. And here's why. In America, we have faced an obesity crisis spiral out of all control over the last few decades, to the point now where 70%, yes, you heard right, 70%, over 2 in 3 people are now overweight or obese. And this hasn't happened by accident, it hasn't happened because our genetics have suddenly changed. It's happened because as a society, we eat way too much junk food, we overeat, and we are too sedentary. That's why obesity rates have exploded. And where this becomes a problem for COVID is that we've known since the beginning of the pandemic that obesity is likely the third biggest risk factor for getting seriously affected by the illness after advanced age and comorbidities. And I accept the fact that if you're very elderly, you may not be able to exercise, may not even have complete control over what you eat. But for a younger person, and I'm going to say younger is anyone under the age of 60, obesity is likely the biggest risk factor for ending up seriously ill and hospitalized. And you can pretty much draw a straight line between any country's obesity rates and how badly they've been affected by COVID. And it's a unique reason why America has done particularly bad compared to many other countries in East Asia and also Europe. Having excess body fat has been scientifically proven to be an immune suppressant, and it's a huge stress on the lungs. And people talk a lot about Dr. Fauci being an infectious disease doctor and an epidemiologist. I've heard people say, oh no, he should just focus on that. It's not his job to talk about a healthy lifestyle. I say that's a whole load of nonsense. If you are the public face leading a pandemic response, how could you neglect something that's right in front of you? That's just like saying a cardiologist goes up to a patient to examine their chest and sees a huge bleeding lesion that looks like it could be cancerous and says, oh no, I'm just going to focus on the chest. I'm going to listen in. Even though I think it looks like a cancer, it might even be infected. I'm not even going to mention it in my note. I'm not even going to ask the patient if they've addressed it. That wouldn't happen. As doctors, we are trained to think about all organ systems, and we don't neglect something that's right in front of us. Dr. Fauci also likes to talk about the collateral effects. He's very proud of the fact that due to all the measures, we've had reduced rates of flu and other respiratory viruses, and he's certainly welcome to talk till the cows come home about social distancing and masks and lockdowns. But I say the collateral effects of talking about obesity and addressing this seriously as a public health message are lower rates of heart disease and diabetes, which are also killers. So this is absolutely something that has huge benefits in talking about beyond just the immediate situation. And again, I am not suggesting that Dr. Fauci goes into great detail, talks about it for hours, but imagine he had mentioned at the end of the occasional interview, and I would like to tell every American, he had thrown in a statement saying, I'd like to urge everybody to lead a healthy lifestyle, to take in more vegetables and fruits, ramp up your antioxidant intake, get outdoors and exercise. Imagine the effect that could have had. No doctor should underestimate the power of their words. He had the pulpit. He had millions of eyes and ears on him, and I'm not living in some fantasy land. I know that millions of people are not suddenly going to change their lifestyles, but even if 10% of people had thought, okay, Dr. Fauci's saying it, maybe that is a good thing to address my lifestyle now and work on these measures that could well help me with COVID, but will have effects beyond COVID. We know that being obese is a big immune suppressant. That's scientifically proven. And conversely, leading a healthy lifestyle, even trying to lead a healthy lifestyle, can be a massive immune boost. So Dr. Fauci has really disappointed me in this aspect. But to be fair, it's not just Dr. Fauci. He's emblematic of the public face of our COVID response. How many TV doctors have talked about this issue? How many public health officials have addressed it? It's been a huge miss, and we have failed the American public.